Welcome to this lunchtime broadcast where we highlight the news making waves ranging from current affairs, community stories, sports and economic news. Here are the headlines. Erongo Region Governor addresses regional education performance. Buying activity for houses to remain constrained. Moderna puts Kenya plant plans on hold. I'm Aina Kweo and this is NMH at 1. You can follow all our programs on our website, which is called oneup2.com, or DSTV 285 or GoTV 25 in Namibia. Africa's leading child rights policy, advocacy and research center is calling on the government of Gambia to withdraw a controversial law that decriminalizes female genital mutilation. The bill, which Gambian lawmakers voted to approve for its next parliamentary stage and which will now be reviewed by a committee before the final vote, would lift a ban on FGM, which has been in place since 2015. It would also run counter to the country's 2022 national policy for the elimination of FGM. If the law is repealed, Gambia will become the first country in the world to reverse a ban on FGM, said Dr. Iwana Nyanyuki, Executive Director for the African Child Policy Forum. Well, after the break, we return with visual news. Stay with us.
Hi Sonia.
Hi Tufeni.
I'm reading about the Child Care and Protection Act in this pamphlet I got from school.
What's that?
It is Namibia's main law for the children and the issues affecting them. The act classifies here that a child is anyone under the age of 18 years. Check out some of the rights meant to protect you. For more information, contact the Children's Advocate.
For more information, contact the Children's Advocate Namibia in the Office of the Ombudsman on 061 20 73 111. Send us an SMS on 20401. SMS costs 40 cents. You can also send us a message via our Facebook page. Remember, the services of the Children's Advocate are free of charge.
Erongo Region Governor Neville Andre yesterday addressed the regional education performance improvement plans and presented the regional result analysis during a stakeholder engagement meeting. Teachers, principals and learner representatives from the different circuits in the region were in attendance. Have a look.
Erongo region has got potential for hardworking learners. We must just continue motivating them and show that we believe in them to achieve better. If we boost their confidence level, we will have productive young people that will further grow this country. Let us therefore stand together and help the Namibian child to spread their wings and become best in their endeavor. As we are gathered here today, we must reaffirm our shared responsibility to the principles of equity, access, and excellence in education in our region, so that we overcome the above-mentioned challenges. Let us not be demoralized to strive for better performance of our learners. We still have some grade 1 learners that are not yet placed, and we are going towards the middle of the year. And that is very worrisome. Let us sit down and see what possible ways we can look into address this challenge.
Visual news coming up after the break.
Welcome to What's Cooking, where culinary passion meets expert insights.
Somebody must really want to cook and want to cook good food.
Immerse yourself in the bustling world of professional kitchens as top chefs create mouth-watering dishes. Join us for in-depth interviews as our host explores the experiences and expertise of our guest chefs. Don't miss out. Tune in to What's Cooking on NTV every Friday at 2100 hours and let the culinary adventure begin.
Let's get into our visual news, rather, not visual news, my apologies. Namibian Sun visit mixed settlement in Windhoek on its front page, telling the story of a place on the edge of civilization with no clinic and one-stage school which only goes up to grade 2. Young children furthering their education from grade 3 onwards must wake up at 4 a.m. whether on heavy rain or unforgiving cold for a trek to Windhoek, some 20 kilometers away. They are bundled into cars and dropped at Monte Cristo service station in Windhoek, from where they must walk to their respective school. A taxi driver known only as Kashamba told Namibian Sun. On page 3 of the paper, it reports that transport businessman Silas Ndapuka has reacted angrily to a widely circulating message suggesting that he was one of the founders of the Independent Patriots for Change, saying the claim is a lie manufactured by his detractors and business rivals. A liberation struggle veteran who spent 8 years in exile, Ndapuka suspects the rumors originate from the fact that his company has provided transport services to IPC and other political parties who fully paid for the services that are rendered. According to the Republican, trade unions and employers are concerned that their oversight of vocational training fund of the Namibian Training Authority is being undermined. The Namibian Employers Federation, the Namibian Employers Association, the Namibian National Workers Union and the Trade Union Congress of Namibia expressed their displeasure in a joint statement yesterday at the fact that they are no longer on the NTA's council. Employers' organizations are even threatening to suspend their contribution to the fund. Moving over to the next Republican story. On its page 3, it reports that the Ministry of Health and Social Services is experiencing challenges in providing the required medicine and clinical supply to government hospitals and health facilities due to factors that are part of government's procurement system. The Minister of Health and Social Services, Dr. Kalumbi Shangula, during the motivation of his ministry budget of 10.9 billion Namibian dollars, said that the ministry is working with the Ministry of Finance and Public Enterprises to find a solution to the challenges. In an unprecedented setting, case, 2 human rights organizations have turned to the Canadian ombudsperson and launched a complaint against Recon Africa. The complaint alleges that Canadian oil company is violating human rights and must cease its activities pending a comprehensive investigation. That is contained on page 1 of the Allgemeine Zeitung. On its page 3, AZ zooms in on government initiatives to provide social assistance to over 300,000 orphans and vulnerable children, highlighting that there is a growing concern over the misuse of funds. Minister Doreen Sioka allocated 1.7 billion Namibian dollars for childcare and protection to improve support. According to her, the financial year of 2024-2025, 1.7 billion Namibian dollars is earmarked for childcare and protection. After the break, we return with more newspaper review, starting with the Namibian newspaper. Stay with us.
Hallo Namibia, ons is by die kus en ons is lus.
By the Easter shark.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes. Please, today you make sure that we are fed.
Sorry, ekasi.
International relations expert and public policy analyst Marius Kodumo has slammed SWAPO after its Vice President Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah issued European ambassador a stern warning against interfering in Namibian affairs. As reported by the Namibian, this comes after the German ambassador Torsten Hunter hosted a lunch in honor of Independent Patriots for Change leader Panduleni Itula on behalf of the EU in Windhoek on Tuesday. In attendance were ambassadors from Spain, Portugal, and France. On the paper's page 3, United Africa Group's lawyer Boris Isaac says the company's founder Hadis Tilahun did not directly urge clients to stop business dealings with Erongo Petroleum. Isaac was reacting to a report published in the Namibian on the 10th of April titled Ex-NAMCO Manager Joins Entity Owing National Oil Company 20 million. New Era reports that the diamond sector is facing a significant challenge of low international demand, coupled with a G7 decision to route all diamonds through Belgium. This possesses a serious risk to the well-being of Namibia's diamond mining sector. This is according to Mines and Energy Minister Tom Alwendo. Mining remains Namibia's leading economic sector, accounting for roughly 10% of gross domestic product. Diamond mining has historically been the leading subsector of the domestic mining industry. On its page 3, the Department of Agriculture and Land Reform within the Agriculture Ministry returned $109 million Namibian dollars to the Treasury in 2023, funds that could have been used to finance other pressing national needs. The information is contained in the report of Auditor General Junius Kanjeke into the financial statement of the department covering the 2022-2023 financial year. MarketWatch informs that banking experts have poured cold water on suggestions that Namibia delinks its currency from South African rand, saying that while the oil and gas discovery may propel the economy positively, Namibia does not have sufficient metrics to in place to have its own currency at the time. After the break, we return with economic news. Stay with us.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master.
Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
In economic news this afternoon, the FNB House Price Index printed a 12-month average growth of 1.5% at the end of the fourth quarter in 2023, compared to a growth of 3.3% at the end of the third quarter of 2023 and a negative 1.9% at the end of the fourth quarter of 2022. The growth rates for the small, medium, large, and luxury segments stood at 0.7%, negative 1.4%, 7.3%, and 24.9% respectively. Now let's have a look at our economic indicators. The Namibian dollar trades for 23 Namibian dollars at 35 cents to 1 British pound, 90 Namibian dollars 95 cents to 1 euro, 80 Namibian dollars 73 cents to 1 US dollar. The Namibia Asset Management Ltd remains the same on the local share, while Namibian breweries have increased with 0.03%. That also includes Lecheco Holding with 2.50%. The local index have increased with 0.12%, while the overall index have dropped with 0.05%. All commodities have increased, with gold starting at 0.96%, platinum 1.70%, copper 2.05%, and Brent crude oil 0.64%. In African news this afternoon, the health authorities intend to vaccinate in the next few days almost 200,000 people against trachoma in 3 districts of central Mozambican province of Manica. The districts in question are Guro, Tambara and Makossa, known to have cases of the disease, which is caused by a bacteria, Chlamydia trachomatis. Complications caused by this disease may lead to irreversible blindness. Trachoma is transmitted directly through dirty hands, utensils, clothes, or even towels that can pass from the eyes of the contaminated individual to the healthy individual. After the break, we return with international news. Stay with us. In international news, the United States has restricted travel for its employees in Israel amidst fear of an attack by Iran. The U.S. Embassy said staff had been told not to travel outside Greater Jerusalem, Tel Aviv, and Beersheba areas out of an abundance of caution. Iran has vowed to retaliate, blaming Israel for a strike on its consulate in Syria 11 days ago, killing 13 people. UK Foreign Secretary Lord Cameron has phoned his Iranian counterpart to urge against further escalation. Israel has not claimed responsibility for the consulate attack, but is widely considered to have been behind it. After the break, we return with local sports. Do stay with us. Round 4 of the 2024 Namibia Rugby Union Premier League once again entails 4 enticing matchups to fans of the local club game. FNB Unam, looking determined so far as current log leaders, will aim to maintain their unbeaten record in their away trip to FNB Rehoboth. In our next story, AC Boxing Promotions will host a boxing tournament of top-class entertainment tomorrow evening at the Roman Catholic Hall in Windhoek to raise money for its boxers. This is AC's first tournament for 2024 with 7 fights on the card. NTV's live broadcast are also available online. OneUp2.com will start from 7 p.m. Namibia's Richelieu Eagles have fallen back slightly from their highest position in history on International Cricket Council T20 World Rankings. The Eagles dropped 2 positions from 11th to 13th place, while Ireland and Zimbabwe each took a step forward. Namibia's 11th position was the highest the country has ever achieved, which earned the Eagles international T20 status. After the short commercial break, we return with international sports news. Stay with us.
Hello and welcome to today's Sports Rep Show.
I am your host, Jesse Jackson Kauraifa. In replay, Namibia, who had won the toss for the first time on this tour.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, starting off with tennis news, both on the WTA for women's and
Liverpool slammed to a shocker 3-0 home defeat by Atlanta on Thursday as Gianluca Scamacca struck twice for the Italian side in the Europa League quarter-final first leg. In our next story, Arsenal, Liverpool and Manchester City are locked in a tense battle for Premier League supremacy, with the Unai Emery threatening the Gunners' grip on top spots and Phil Foden taking center stage of the champions. At the bottom of the table, Brentford, Everton, Nottingham Forest, Luton, Burnley and Sheffield United are embroiled in a desperate fight for survival. In our final international sports story, Novak Djokovic avenged last year's Monte Carlo Master defeat by Lorenzo Musetti to reach the quarterfinals Thursday along Jannik Sinner, while Daniil Medvedev launched into a furious tirade during his defeat. World number 1 Djokovic made a poor start and enjoyed a second set wobble before coming through 7-5, 6-3 against the 24th ranked Musetti, the man who beat him at the same stage 12 months ago. After the break, we return with the weekend gig guide. Health authorities intend to vaccinate in the next few days almost 200,000 people against trachoma in 3 districts of central Mozambican province of Manica. That is the lead highlight in today's broadcast. The United States has restricted travel for its employees in Israel amid fears of an attack by Iran. Round 4 of the 2024 Namibian Rugby Union Premier League once again entails 4 enticing matchups to fans of the local club game. Well, we thank you very much for watching our show NMH at 1 this afternoon. NMH streams live every weekday at 1 o'clock, sharing the latest news in Namibia and beyond. Good afternoon.